Hello crafty friends, I'm Lubomira and thank you for stopping by my channel. If this is your first visit, welcome. Make yourself at home and I hope you check out more of my content on this channel. For those of you returning, as always, I am so happy to see you again. Now that you are here, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons. By selecting that little bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video so you never miss out on any of the crafty goodness. Today I'm comparing some crafty tools that I use in my craft room and that you may be curious about yourselves. I'm taking a look at the Cricut machine as a foiling tool and the Spellbinder's Glimmer Hot Foil system. So I've had the Cricut for a while now. I've owned 3 machines from this company, the most recent being the Cricut Air and the Cricut Maker. The Glimmer system is new to me, but I've had some time to play with it, and I thought it'd be fun to give you an idea of how these systems compare and what goes into owning each one. Let's start off with the Cricut. There are several different machines out there, and on average, they run about $200 for the older models. Can you get them cheaper? Sure. We're crafty people and we're great at finding deals. I wouldn't be surprised if someone found one on clearance or on sale. I have a Maker, which is what I'm using in this video. What is the difference between the models? Basically, it involves what they can cut. The newer models, like the Maker 3, I believe is the newest one, are able to cut thicker materials like woods, plastics, leather, and other fabrics. You do not need to get the latest model if you're strictly a paper crafter and want to foil. The Cricut system needs to be hooked up to a computer or other electronic device like a tablet or phone to access the program Cricut Design Space. Once it's installed, the company every so often upgrades its functions to keep up with customer demands, which is nice. So you have the Cricut and you have the program installed. Can you foil now? Not quite. You need the foiling accessory. There are options for this. I have the We Are Memory Foil Quill. I use this tool almost since it came out and I love it. I have a video on the foil quill and how I create sentiments for my projects. I'll link it in the description below. This system uses heat and pressure to foil, and it comes in 3 different tip sizes, which you can get as a set or individually. On average, the kit for all 3 can retail around $50, while the individual tips run around $25 each. Again, there are places that sell them for cheaper. I purchased all 3 tips, the fine, the standard, and the bold, but I really just used the fine since it's the one that gives me the best results for writing words, and that's primarily what I use it for. The sets do come with a small amount of foil, so you can get to foiling right away, and there are also different colors available if you like. With the foil quill, there are some risks involved as it's not made by Cricut, and when using it, it can void any warranty, so keep that in mind. Cricut does have its own version of a foiling system, however, it uses pressure rather than heat. It has its own line of transfer foil that works best with it. I've never used the system, so I can't really say much about it. However, it is a Cricut product and it is guaranteed by the company when used properly. So now you're asking me, if you have the Cricut, if you have the program installed, and if you have the foiling accessory, can you foil now? Yes. You can open the program and go into the image gallery and pick out the files that have the drawing function. However, there is a small caveat. Cricut Design Space has a limited amount of free images and fonts. There is a subscription that's about $10 a month for a broader range of images and fonts. Do you need the monthly subscription? No, but it will give you access to many more designs if you do. Moving on to the Spellbinder's Glimmer Machine. Unlike the Cricut, the Glimmer Machine is its own system that can function without the aid of another device. You take it out of the box, plug it in, and you're ready to go. On average, it costs around $100, but I have seen it myself as low as $75 at Hobby Lobby. Again, I am sure our super deal hunters out there can find amazing prices for this product. The only additional thing you need is a die cut machine if you don't have one already that is compatible with the system, a Spellbinder, or one that has the same specifications. I have a Sizzix Big Kick and it works fine for me. When you get the system, like most, it offers you the bare essentials to get started: a generic greeting plate like a happy birthday and a frame, and some foil. However, this is enough to foil right away out of the box. If you'd like specific designs or sentiments other than happy birthday, you'll have to purchase individual plates or sentiment sets separately, starting around $10 and then going up. But you're not just limited to the Spellbinders brand. So that's the breakdown of these two systems, but how do they perform? I created two cards using each of these systems to demonstrate what they look like side by side. Let's get into the video. First, I grabbed the Glimmer system and used the Pinkfresh Studio hot plate, Joyful Peonies, and the Happy Birthday plate that came with the Glimmer system to create this card. I used a shimmery metallic cardstock for my flowers and a light pink one for my card panel. The Glimmer system is straightforward and easy to use, although it may take some practice to get the hang of. You start off by warming the machine, and when the light is ready, you can place your plate, foil, and paper onto the platform. Now, the platform does get hot, so you do want to be careful when using this machine. I cut my foil to be slightly larger than the plate and placed it on my cardstock with the plate over it. You want the foil facing shiny side up while the plate design is facing down. I prefer taping down my plate to the paper with the foil sandwiched between the two. When everything is secure, I flip my project down onto the platform with the plate touching it directly. After a moment, the light indicates when the plate and paper are ready to go through the die cut machine. The result is a beautiful image that's not only foiled, but pressed into the paper. This gives it a very professional look. I repeat the process again for another set of flowers and then for a sentiment. I use the coordinating die to cut out my flowers, and then I attach my card panel to a white card base using liquid glue. I use foam squares to attach my flowers to the front of the card, and I trim any overhang with scissors. For the second card, I tried to create a similar look using the Cricut. I first picked out a floral design with the draw and cut features from the program and made a mock-up of the card. Next, I prepped my foil and then sent my design to the machine for cutting and foiling. The assembly of the second card was similar to the first. Lastly, I added some gold pearls to both cards for a little added shine. Both cards turned out beautifully. Having both side by side, there are differences in the foil. The Glimmer card has consistent foil coverage, while the Cricut card has some missed spots. I used the medium point for this card, and I find that drawn images sometimes fade in spots in past projects while using this tip, but written words come out beautifully. I made another similar card using the fine point and found the images had complete coverage in that example. Another difference to point out is the way the foil is applied. The Cricut foil is applied by a single point that is drawn over the foil and into the paper, while the Glimmer has a solid design plate that is pressed. This gives the images different looks. Both foils, however, are very shiny and catch the light. I'm highly impressed with both systems, and it really comes down to preference. With everything, there are pros and cons. For the Cricut, I find the upfront cost to be the biggest drawback. To get foiling, you don't just need the machine, but rather the accessory too. Additionally, the fact that you need a computer to access its function also puts a limitation on it. However, one of the biggest benefits of the system is its versatility. The ability to access many designs and to resize them to individual projects is definitely a redeeming quality, even with the additional subscription. Also, the ability to create custom greetings makes this system worthwhile. The Glimmer, on the other hand, is a much more affordable option when it comes to upfront costs and starting. However, the fact that you have to purchase additional plates can be a burden both on the wallet and on space. Setup is easy, and the results are beautiful though. It's hard for me to tell you which is better because they both do a beautiful job. I've had the Cricut for years now, and I'm aware that it has a full range of functions beyond just foiling. I love the ability to customize my greetings and put personal touches on my projects, and the Cricut makes that possible. Had I not received the Glimmer from my husband, I probably wouldn't have purchased it myself because I wasn't missing it in my crafting. Now that I have a Glimmer system, I see that it produces beautiful results that compare to professional grade, and I wouldn't be disappointed if I only had it instead of the Cricut. So this is my take on it. If you're looking just to foil and want a system that gives you consistent results and professional looking images, the Glimmer is probably the best for you. If you're looking for a more customizable experience and have the budget, then the Cricut is probably the way to go for you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and you find it helpful. Please leave me your comments below. I love hearing from you. You can also tag me over on Instagram if you'd like to share your projects. I enjoy seeing what you're up to, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful week and life treats you kindly. I'll see you next time for another creation. Take care. Bye.